Okay, hello everyone. Today I'm interviewing Freddy Law here, who's a current entrepreneur who started a company called ICE Intercultural Education. I'll let him tell you more about it. Cool. So Freddy, can you tell us more about ICE and what you do?
Okay, cool. So basically, intercultural education, its name implies that we recruit a group of foreigners from Europe, different nationality, around 10 different countries, to make trainings to students around 13 to 18. So before they get into university, they get a taste of what globalization actually means. And we are located in Hong Kong, which is an international financial city that is pretty much popular in terms of being international. But the education system doesn't really allow students to think and interact with so many global people. But they need to face in university and in the working environment that is so global. So there's a missing link to do this global education. So that's how I started intercultural education. Yeah, I hope I make it myself clear.
Okay, no worries. Before you actually started your business, you actually had a few interesting jobs. Can you maybe tell us a bit more about your experience before you actually went into ICE?
Okay, cool. So I didn't sound old. I am 25. I graduated when I was 22. My first job is a human resources trainee in Google in India. So I applied in Hong Kong through an organization called AIESEC, which do global exchange and leadership development. And I get the job in Google India. So I work as a human resources trainee to recruit student graduate and managers. So I assess their talent, I interview with them, and I do the talent sourcing to find really talented somewhere around India and the world. That's my first job. After that, I decided to quit because of a couple of reasons. Number one, Google gives me 20% of time to think, so I don't need to work for a day in a week. So the thinking time, I did use it very well to think what I want to do in my life, what's my dream, what's my passion and everything. So I really realized that I want to do youth empowerment projects. And then at the same time, I was thinking, okay, I really like the organization who offer me the chance to work in Google abroad, which is AIESEC. So I decided to work in AIESEC for a year in Europe. And I choose a country that most of the people didn't really realize where is it or what is it. It's called Macedonia. So I work as a vice president in the national office in Macedonia, doing the student training around Europe in different countries like Macedonia, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Germany, Hungary, Serbia, different countries. I did learn a lot, and my last station in Europe is Germany, which I met my friend that we came across each other in India, that we talk about our dream, we talk about education. She's also an ICECer, she graduated from Oxford, and then in Berlin, we make our business plan, saying, okay, we really want to have an intercultural education. And I just make it happen after 2 months when I came back from Berlin. And then ICE intercultural education was born. After so many well-planned things or random things I didn't really know, and we just think that we are young enough to make a change. So that's our little experience.
Wow, thanks very much for that, Freddy. So, okay, so you mentioned that you worked for Google, HR in Google. As you
Yeah,
know, Google is a very, very big company and very, very popular company as well. And you actually left Google to work in ISEC.
yeah,
Considering that many people would do almost anything to get a job at Google, can you tell us more
yeah.
what really was a major thing that made you want to move out of Google? Was it not challenging enough? Was it something you just weren't passionate in? Was there anything in particular that really made you think, okay, this is not what I want to do?
Okay, if it's in privately, I can share with you where how Google found talents and what they're looking for. But it's a public thing, so I cannot share. But
Okay.
anyway, I would just tell you a approximately number that how many people are fighting for one position. It's more than thousands. So all the talents in Google, they are like 0.05% of people or 0.001% of like top talent around the nation or around the world. They are those like change makers. They are having a PhD, MBA, master. They are like the smartest cream of the cream, I would say. And I feel very lucky to be there. It's true. And it's really challenging. Everything is so enjoyable. You have time to think. Your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks, your drinks are all for free. You had a driver, you had a house. everything sounds perfect and it's like heaven for anyone. For me, why I choose to quit and join back the student organization, both sides think at that time I was insane. Most of the people work in AIESEC really want to get into Google, and most of the people that in Google, they would never left. So for me, I choose a role less travel. That makes all the difference. I was thinking I had a limited life and I really want to make something big, something extraordinary. I don't want to work for big corporation, no matter how cool is it, how perfect is it. I want to have my own things and I want to chase for my own dream and I want to be myself and I want to be proud to share with my grandchildren that your grandfather actually did something for himself instead of working in a big corporation. That's the biggest motivation to quit. And I'm not stupid. So actually in Google, they had a very good plan B for me is anytime when I pass through the interview, I can anytime go back. So it's a big plan B. If I fail to be an entrepreneur, I can just go back. So why not trying?
Wow, that's very thanks for sharing that with us, Freddie. It's very inspiring. So what was the idea behind ICE? What really spurred this passion and motivation to start this business?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So actually, it started in 2007 when I was teaching a South Asian kid, Pakistani mixed Filipino girl. I'm teaching a group of Pakistani girls in a mosque about Cantonese. And one of the girls came up to me and asked me, Freddy, why do we need to learn Chinese in Hong Kong? So I said, oh, because everybody speak only Cantonese. Nobody speak English. If you go to the market, you need to speak our language and this and that. And she said, it doesn't matter whether I speak Cantonese or English. People in Hong Kong just discriminate me. At that time, I feel really shocked. I was speechless, and I was thinking Hong Kong is global enough to embrace the diversity. But statistically showing that is not true. Most of the minority in Hong Kong, ethnic minority, they got discrimination. And their unemployment rate is like 27%. Compared to Hong Kong, it's only 4%. So it's really unfair. I would say there's social injustice inside. So I think I really want to make change, but teaching Cantonese is not the way. And that was 2007. And then I was recruited in Google, and I have time to think, and I do really want to make change, but I don't know where to start. And then I met so many international in my workplace. There's like more than 50 nationalities. I really feel there's the open environment inside this global environment. Everybody would respect different opinion. Everybody had different cultural background. Compared to like a homogeneous place, I do think that global environment make a difference. And reflecting back to the Hong Kong education system, is really homogeneous. You see 99.9% people are only Chinese. So they don't really think out of the box. They don't really care what other people think. Everybody think in the same way. Nobody's challenging them. So I was thinking, okay, let's make a change and let's put the global environment inside. And how did I do it? So I went to Europe and then I act like a minority because there's so little Chinese over Eastern Europe. And I do really think that these international people can make difference on people's mentality, on their perception. Then I was thinking, okay, why not bring a Ukrainian to Hong Kong? Why not bring a Romanian to Hong Kong? Then I really connect a lot of Europeans and then ask them whether they will come to Hong Kong, and then they really come and then they make trainings and we can test the market, tried it out, this global environment, and it works and it pay off. So that's how we started.
Okay, wow, thanks. Can you elaborate more on what ethnic minorities were there in Hong Kong that were facing discrimination?
Okay, cool. There's the majority is Filipinos. The
Okay.
second biggest group are Indonesians, Indians, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi, these Southeast Asians and South Asians. Most of the Southeast Asian, they came as a domestic helper.
Yep.
Most of the South Asians, they are historically soldiers, policemen, and security guards.
Alright, that's very interesting. You think that only discrimination happens in main Western countries, but I guess it happens even in Asia itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you first got this idea for intercultural education, what steps did you first take to turn this vision into action?
First, it's really challenging. First, I don't have much experience. Second, I don't have much capital. So I do one small little equation for calculation. I ask how much I can lose.
Yeah.
And then the answer is nothing.
Yeah.
Because you don't have experience, you don't have capital. Even you lose nothing.
Okay.
So, in other words, nothing to lose. So just go ahead.